course, the big national holiday that we seem to be celebrating this weekend is the wedding of Taylor Swift. But there may be some other reasons to celebrate this weekend, but that seems to be the one everybody's talking about. I don't know. But seriously, welcome to our Shabbat service, and I have to just get this back to the beginning. And I'm joined on the Bima today by Laura and Merv. Thank you so much for joining me today. It's wonderful that you're here. Hello to the folks on the stream. Glad you could join us as well. Hopefully that's good. And let's all start with an opening. I don't know if this is a hymn or it's not a psalm, Ma'afe Hayom, but let's start with Ma'afe Hayom on page 128 in the Mishkan Tefillah prayer book. And basically this is saying what a beautiful day today is. Ma'afe Hayom, what a beautiful day it is. And I agree, it's beautiful. A little warm, but beautiful. And by the way, I've instituted a new rule. I've just made my own rule up. We'll see how long it lasts. But the rule is when it's more than 100 degrees outside, the cantor doesn't have to wear a jacket. That's my rule. So, page 128. Ma'afe Hayom, Shabbat Shalom, Ma'afe Hayom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Ma'afe Hayom, Shabbat Shalom, Ma'afe Hayom, Shabbat Shalom. Even though it's light out, it's light out till like 9 o'clock these days, but even though it's light out, we're going to light some Shabbat candles and bring some even more light into the world. So if we could have Beth and Mary come up. And let's see, we're on page 121 in the prayer book. And Beth, you were going to do a reading for us. One of the readings on page 1. Yep, that one's good.
As these Shabbat candles give light to all who behold them, so may we, by our lives, give light to all who behold us. As her brightness reminds us of the generations of Israel who have kindled light, so may we, in our own day, be among those who kindle light.
Would one of you like to light the candles? Beth, would you like to light them? That should catch. They're being stubborn. Yep, that'll do it. Okay. And we're going to go ahead and do, oops. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat. And now the Kiddush on page 123. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei v'shanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu v'shabbat kodsho b'yahava uvratzon hinchilanu zikaron l'maseh bereshit ki hu yom tehillah lemikrai kodesh zecher letziat Mitzrayim kivanu v'charta v'yotanu kidashta mikol hamim v'shabbat kodshecha b'yahava uvratzon hinchaltanu Baruch atah Adonai Mekadesh HaShabbat. Amen. Wonderful. Thank you, Mary. I'd like to do now, or we'd like to do, we planned this together, I should say we. We'd like to do Shir Chadash, a melody by Julie Silver for Psalm 96. The challenge with this prayer book is, it is in your prayer book, it's all the way in the back of the book on page 648. If you'd like to turn to page 648, or if you in general know the lyric Shiru LaAdonai Kol Haaretz, Shiru LaAdonai Shiru LaAdonai Shir Chadash. For some reason, Julie wrote it backwards. The way it's written in Psalm 96 is Shiru LaAdonai Shir Chadash, Shiru LaAdonai Kol Haaretz. For some reason, she inverted those lines when she wrote this music, so they put it in the back of the book the way she wrote it. So we'll do it the way she wrote it. You can either follow along on page 648, or you can just sing along with us. It's pretty easy to follow. This service tonight, that brings us to the end of our Kabbalat Shabbat. I know normally we do L'chad Dodi, but we're actually cutting out L'chad Dodi today to give us some time to do some other things later in the service. So that now brings us to page 146 then, and what's that?
Is it?
146 is the Barchu.
Oh, I have it down wrong.
So yeah, if we could turn to page 146, and please rise for the Barchu.
Oh, it says 140.
Lie, 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 lie. we have an English reading.
We have,
Read
someone for that?
responsively.
Okay.
Would you like to lead us in that?
Yes, okay, so this we are going to read responsively, and this, the lower portion, this is an hour of change. So I'll begin. This is an hour of change.
Within it,
Within it, we stand uncertain on the border of light.
Shall we draw back or cross over?
Where shall our hearts turn?
Shall we draw back, my brother, my sister, or cross over?
This is the hour of change, and within it, we stand quietly on the border of light.
What lies before us?
Shall we draw back, my brother, my sister, or cross over? Baruch atah Adonai hama'ariv aravim.
Thank you.
Okay. And that brings us to page 158 and 150.
Shema,
Oh,
two, Shema.
yeah, my eye was going too far. 152 for the Shema. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Vaed. And now we go to page 158 and Micha Mocha.
Maybe I have to, please be seated.
Oh,
you
yeah.
have to,
That's okay.
sorry.
Maybe I have to.
Yeah, okay. I'm sorry. Yeah, we can all be seated.
150.
And I apologize. I just can't read. So page 154, I'm sorry, for Via Hafta. 154. I'm just so excited to get to Micha Mocha. I'm just skipping all these things. So, yeah, page 154. Via Hafta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavcha u'b'chol nafshecha u'b'chol meodecha v'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavecha hayom al levavecha v'shinantam levanecha v'dibarta bam b'shiftecha b'veitecha uvlechtecha v'aderech uv'shochbecha uv'kumecha ukshartam leot al yadecha v'hayu letotafot beineinecha uktavtam al mezuzot beitecha uvisharecha leman tiskeru vasitem et kol mitzvotai viditem kedoshim lelohechem ani Adonai Elohechem asher hotzeti etchem me'eretz Mitzrayim liot lachem Elohim ani Adonai Elohechem. Adonai Elohechem emet. Now, Micha Mocha?
Yes.
All right. I'm finally in the right spot. So now page 158 and Micha Mocha.
We'll do that again responsively to get you guys participating. So the three of us start.
Okay.
Grant, O God, that we lie down in peace and raise us up, our guardian, to life renewed. Guide us with your good counsel, for your name's sake be our help. Defend us against enemies, illness, war, famine, and sorrow. For you, God, watch over us and deliver us. For you, God, are gracious and merciful. Guard our going and coming. Peace. Blessed are you, Adonai, guardian of Israel, whose shelter of peace is spread over us, over all your people, Israel, and over Jerusalem. Baruch atah Adonai, haporei sukat shalom aleinu, v'al kol amo Yisrael, v'al Yerushalayim. We go now to page 164, and we will begin our tefillah. And we'll start on page 164 and then go to 166, 168, and 170. I'll try to call out the page numbers as we go, but please rise. And we're going to do the Noah Aronson version for this beginning part here, which is beautiful, so I hope you'll join us. Ya la 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 la, 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 ya la 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 la. Adonai Sephatai Tifta, Ufi Agit Tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips, that my mouth may declare your praise. Ya la 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 la, 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 ya la la la, ya la la la. Page 166. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu v'Elohei Avoteinu v'Imotenu, Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzchak, v'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Leah, v'Elohei Rachel, Ha'el Hagadol Hagibor v'Hanorah, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, V'konei Hakol, V'zocher Chasdei Avot V'imahot, Umevi Gedula Lifnei Bneihem, Lema'an Shemo B'Yahava, Melech Ozer U'Moshiach U'Magen, Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham, Bezrat Sarah. Page 168. Atah Gibor Leolam Adonai, Mechaye Hakol Atah Rav Lehoshia, Morid Hatal, Mechakel Chaim Bechesed, Mechaye Hakol Berachamim Rabim, Somech Noflim Verofei Cholim, Umatir Asurim, Umekayem
shene afar, mi chamocha ba'el givurot, umido melach, melech memit umechaye, umatzmiach Yeshua, v'ne'eman ata lehachayot hakol, Baruch atah Adonai, mechaye hakol. Page 170. Ata kadosh v'shimcha kadosh, u'kidoshim b'chol yom yohalu chasela. Baruch atah Adonai, ha'el hakadosh. And with that, you may be seated. Thank you. We have so many prayers for peace. We have our evening prayer for peace is Shalom Rav, which is on page 178 in the prayer book. And yeah, so please join us. Shalom Rav, Al Yisrael Amcha, Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav, Al Yisrael Amcha, Tasim Leolam. Ki atahu melech Adon, lechol hashalom. Atahu melech Adon, lechol hashalom, shalom rav al Yisrael amcha, tasim leolam, shalom rav al Yisrael amcha, tasim leolam, v'tov beinecha et amcha Yisrael, b'chol עת ובכל שעה, בשלומך. Shalom rav al Yisrael amcha, tasim leolam. Shalom rav al Yisrael amcha, tasim leolam, tasim leolam, tasim leolam. Okay, so now is the time traditionally when we share a little bit of news amongst ourselves. And this week, I think I'm a little more prepared than I was last week. And this should be working. Let me just take it off mute and test. Yes, this is working. It's all Jill. Jill came in here earlier and made sure everything was working for us. So this is our opportunity to share some good things that we have going on, build a little community by finding out a little bit about one another. And after we share some good things that have happened, we'll also share a little bit of our pain and share a little bit about friends that we have or loved ones that we have that may need some healing. But let's start with the happy stuff and the good news. Does anyone have any good news they'd like to share with the congregation? I saw Mary's hand go up first, so even though you're on the left side, well, let's start over here. What? Certainly.
My youngest sister retired.
Your youngest sister retired. Wow. How does that feel to be the older sister of a retired person?
Perfectly fine.
Retirement is wonderful. I've never been so busy as when I was retired. So that's what I can say about retirement. Wonderful. Other good news.
I came
Yes.
out here to do this. So this is community.
Well, thank you. And thank you and Laura for helping me with this. This has been wonderful collaboration. Good news. Nate?
We recently became great-grandparents.
Great-grandparents. Wonderful.
Our granddaughter had a baby girl. They lived in Muncie, New York.
We haven't seen her yet.
Okay, where is Muncie, New York? Do you know Muncie? Over in Rockland County. Okay. Joan and I used to live in Brewster, New York, so just.
A month ago, I had a TAVR surgery. My valve is almost totally closed up, which is why I haven't been coming. I've been very weak, and I had a wonderful surgeon, and I just had my first major checkup, and it seems like things are going well. I don't have the
Wonderful.
results of everything because it's 4th of July weekend,
But you're here.
I'm just so grateful. So grateful. My doctor sent me just in time.
Yes. So wonderful. So for being here and for having healthy heart valves and for having great grandchildren and for being here at services and for having a retired younger sister. Can you hear? Can you hear? Can you hear? Can you hear? And more joy?
On the 5th will be our 55th
55th
wedding anniversary.
wedding anniversary. Wonderful. That's terrific.
Mine is also about a wedding anniversary, but a bit fewer years. My husband and I recently celebrated our 10th wedding anniversary, and we took a day trip to Richmond, Virginia to celebrate. From our house, it's a really beautiful drive through the country. You have to be on 95. And it was just a nice day to just spend time together and enjoy beautiful weather and
Wonderful. And you've got many, many years to catch up. Go ahead. Yes. Yes, please.
I've recently being yesterday, have started yoga for the first time. It's vinyasa.
Vinyasa yoga.
Yes.
Wow. And have you already started to feel different in some way?
Yes. My back is extremely sore. It feels like Pilates.
The soreness will go away if you keep up with it. Wonderful. Go ahead. Wonderful. Well, we're glad you're here. So, for finding community, for starting yoga, for celebrating wonderful anniversaries, can you hear? Can you hear? Can you hear? Can you hear? Other joys to share? Yes, I didn't mean to skip over you before. I'm sorry.
We recently celebrated our 59th
59th
anniversary.
anniversary. Wow. We have, the bids keep going up. That's wonderful. Another wonderful wedding anniversary. Is there another? Yes.
Deb, myself and my sister lives in Baltimore. On Sunday, we went to see the tall ships. And it was so great to see ships from all over the world, people from all over the world, and people seemed to be in a good vibe. With no tension or, even though there were long lines. So it felt like a great way to celebrate our country's birthday.
Did you actually get to go on to some of the ships, or did you just walk around and look at them?
We chose one with the shorter line.
Yeah, there were long lines. Jonah and I went up too and watched. And you got to see some of the planes fly overhead too. Yeah, they were doing flyovers. Yeah, they had some British planes and they had some French planes, and they had the Blue Angels were there too, yeah. Other joys? One more, sure.
Summer's finally here.
Summer's finally here. There is no doubt about that. Summer is finally here. So for summer finally being here, for more anniversaries, for more finding of community, can you hear, can you hear, can you hear, can you hear? I couldn't see you from behind the podium, so was there a joy you wanted to share with us?
I have a joy, but it's not my joy. It's my joy, but it's also Steve's joy. He was able to change out his brace, and he can now take it off and actually let his leg breathe for a while and then put it on.
Okay, so he can get out of his brace for short periods of time.
Yes, he cannot stand on it, he cannot do anything, but he can unloose it and, get himself comfortable.
This is progress.
This is huge progress. It's
Yes.
been, I believe, 6 or 7 weeks that he has not been able to remove the brace.
Wow. Wow, so that transitions us. That's an excellent transition then for us to talk about the folks who need healing. And we have a list here of folks in the congregation who we need to say a prayer for healing. We need to say a prayer for Chuck Anthony, for Lily Rubenstein, for Linda Block, for Jack Blum, for Allison Herman, for Steve McCarrow, I'm sorry, I make sure I get that right. Gwyn Walkoff, David Becker, and Robin Zagalski. And as I look around the congregation, actually I don't need this anymore if I'm going to be up here. I can use this microphone if I'm up here. As I look around the congregation, if there's someone else that you would like to name for healing, please say their name out loud or say it just to yourself in your heart if you like, as I look around the congregation and my eyes meet yours.
Chuck and Sue Fawnin and Steve McCarroll.
And we will sing the Mishaberach prayer with the Debbie Friedman melody. It's on page 371 in your prayer book, if you'd like to get to it in your prayer book. And we'll pull it up here. Let's just take a few moments of silent prayer. Whatever the prayers are in your heart, whatever you'd like to say or think about, have a little conversation with God, or just have a little conversation with yourself for just a few moments. Those are actually words of Psalm 126 that were put to music by Debbie Friedman. And I thank Merv and Laura for teaching me those. That was a melody I had never known before, so thank you. So, a little bit of Devar Torah tonight. And keeping with the way I've been doing a Devar Torah recently, it's going to be split into two parts. And for the second part, you're going to need a song sheet. So if you don't have a song sheet yet, I have a few more left if anybody needs one. Looks like everybody has one. So we'll start with the Torah portion for this week. The Torah portion for this week, if I can find my notes, is right here. The Torah portion for this week is Pinchas. And a lot of stuff happens at the beginning, which probably have been discussed at other times. I'm not going to focus on that. I'm going to focus on women's rights tonight. You don't find a lot of women's rights in the Torah. I hate to say that, but honestly, that's something that's kind of missing from the Torah. It was written thousands of years ago when it was just kind of assumed that men took care of everything and men were in charge of everything, and that's a terrible assumption, but that is a lot of the way the Torah is written. But in this Torah portion, there is a chunk of women's rights. It's something you can point to say, see, women have rights. They're not quite equal in this Torah portion, but they come closer to equality than they had in the past. So what happens in this Torah portion is there's a man from the tribe of Manasseh who is, his name is I always have a hard time with it, Zelophehad. So Zelophehad dies in the wilderness. Now, in this Torah portion, the Israelites have gotten almost, they're at the Jordan River and they're like ready to cross over, but they don't quite yet because then we're in the book of Numbers right now, and then we go to the book of Deuteronomy that repeats the history from the beginning. So we don't quite get across the Jordan River for several months now. That'll be just before Simchat Torah when we come to the end of the Torah where Moses dies just before the Jewish people cross over. But this is written within a time span right there when they're at the Jordan River. And Zelophehad was of the generation that died out in the wilderness. Now the order of succession, the rules of inheritance at the time said that only his sons would inherit whatever portion of the land he was going to come into in the land of Israel. He didn't have any sons. he had 5 daughters. And so the 5 daughters get together and they go to Moses and they say, hey, this isn't fair. Our father would have had a portion of land in Israel with the rest of the tribe of Manasseh, and if we were men, we would now inherit that portion, but now we're not going to inherit that because we're not men, and that's not fair. Moses doesn't know what to do. Moses goes to ask God, what am I supposed to do with this situation? And God says, and I wrote it down specifically, God decrees, quote, the plea of Zelophehad's daughters is just, and God then changes the law. So the quote is, the plea of Zelophehad's daughters is just, end quote. So God then changes the laws of inheritance to say that if a man dies and has no sons, then all his possessions go to his daughters. It's the first time in the Torah that they actually give women any rights. So I thought it was worth pointing out, especially since I had 2 very strong women helping me to lead tonight. I wanted to say that it's all coming together beautifully. So I thought that was an interesting thing to point out about the Torah portion. Now, as you also know, if you've been here in the weeks when I'm doing services, I like to also look at the Haftarah portion for the week. And this Haftarah portion I consider to be very strong. In fact, it's my favorite Haftarah of all of them in the books of the prophets. So this Haftarah portion comes from the book of Kings, and it's a story of Elijah the prophet. You guys all know Elijah the prophet, right? We all invite him into our homes on Passover, and boy, does he get drunk, having that cup at everybody's seders. Elijah has a lot to drink that evening. But this is the story of Elijah the prophet, or one of the stories of Elijah the prophet, as he travels throughout the land of Israel. The people have settled in the land, and the 12 tribes are living within the land of Canaan that God gave us. And he sees all kinds of people violating the mitzvot. They are not living in accordance with the laws that God had given us in the Torah. And he's a prophet, he tries to straighten that out. And he admonishes the people for not doing what they're supposed to be doing. And what do you think their response was? Yeah, Joan's thumbing her nose, for those of you who can't see. Yeah, they were not very happy with him. They did not say, oh, thanks for pointing this out, we'll change our ways. No, they actually just threatened to kill Elijah. And they say, no, we're just going to get rid of you. If you're the problem here, we're going to get rid of you. So Elijah doesn't know what to do. He runs and he hides from these people that are threatening to kill him. And he wants to go to talk to God. But he can't find God. Now, if you were going to go look for God, where would you go look for God? And that's not just a rhetorical question. I'm interested in your answer. Where would you go look for God? Favorite nature spot. So would it be like this powerful spot where there's a lot going on, or would it be a quiet spot? Okay, so you're looking for a quiet spot. Truth within oneself. So you're looking internally for that part of God within you. I love these answers. Okay, so the emphasis seemed to me to be on the word solitary for you. Like you're looking for somewhere to be alone. So you don't think you could find God in a crowd? You think you're trying to find somewhere alone? Okay. This is all wonderful. By the way, there are no right or wrong answers. This is all just us talking about how we would go about doing it. Did I see another hand back there? Yeah.
The depths of the ocean, the surface, the little sparkles.
Okay, so it's not the ocean itself, but drops within the ocean, like the.
Depths as well, the entire ocean. That's anytime I'm having trouble, I fly out to waters where I can see the floor.
Okay. So there's something about water that draws us, isn't there? So these are all wonderful answers. Elijah decides he's going to go to places in nature where there's a tremendous amount of power, because he associates power with God. So, and this is a quote right out of the book of Kings. There was a great and mighty wind, splitting mountains and shattering rocks, but God was not in the wind. After the wind, an earthquake, but God was not in the earthquake. After the earthquake, a fire, but God was not in the fire. Elijah, not having found God, goes and hides in a cave. And there in the quiet stillness of the cave, God comes to Elijah in a still, small voice. And the Hebrew there is kol demama daka, a still, small voice. And so that image, I read that story many, many years ago, that image of finding God in the still, small voice was so important to me, so much that I had to write a song about it. So that's what you have here, the lyrics to the song I wrote, The Still Small Voice. I use the chorus from this song sometimes as a transition from silent prayer to back to praying. But now tonight you're going to get the whole song. So it's a really easy melody. I hope you sing along with us. I'll ask Mervyn Laura to join me again here. And we are going to sing The Still Small Voice if I can get my music back up. Elijah, he went looking to have a talk with God, to speak with him of sadness that was building in his heart. He couldn't find God in the fire, couldn't find God in the wind, all the loud and awesome places you'd expect to find God in. So he sought a dark and quiet cave with no one else around, and in the soft, unbroken stillness, God's voice he finally found. You won't find it in the earthquake, you won't find it on the storm, you won't find it in the crashing of the waves upon the shore. Find it in the silence, God's own whispered word. The still small voice is heard. God gave Elijah comfort, a way to reach his goal. The prophet found the vision of peace within his soul. He left the cave a better man with the knowledge that he found. When you need to hear God's wisdom, seek that place without a sound. You won't find it in the earthquake, you won't find it on the storm, you won't find it in the crashing of the waves upon the shore. You'll only find it in the silence, God's own whispered word. The still small voice is heard. So when your life is really troubled and the noise is closing in, find that still small voice inside you. God's love comes from within. You won't find it on the earthquake, you won't find it on the storm, you won't find it in the crashing of the waves upon the shore. You'll only find it in the silence, God's own whispered word. The still small voice is heard. The still small voice is heard. Thank you for joining me on that. That's wonderful. Okay, so now we come to our concluding prayers. So we start with Elenu on page 586. And for that, we are going to open the ark. I'm going to put the guitar down. So we are going to open the ark, so please rise. ונאמר, וחי אדוני למלך על כל הארץ. ביום ההוא, ביום ההוא, יהיה אדוני אחד. ביום ההוא, ביום ההוא, יהיה אדוני אחד. ושמו אחד, ושמו אחד, ושמו אחד. Sometimes we do an English reading at this time to think about those folks who have been in our lives over the past who are no longer in our lives. And so this evening we thought we would do the reading on page 592. And
Responsive?
do it responsively by paragraph?
Yeah, that paragraph.
Okay, by paragraph. When I die, give what's left of me away to children and old men that wait to die. And if you need to cry, cry for your brother walking the street beside you. And when you need me, put your arms around anyone and give them what you need to give me.
Together?
You can love me best by letting hands touch hands and by letting go of children that need to be free. Love doesn't die, people do. So when all that's left of me is love, give me away. We come now to the time when we'll name those people who have passed away recently within our congregation, and then the people who have passed away at this time in years past. We are in the period of Shloshim, just the recent death of Alan Dolgoff. Alan just passed away on July 1st. And so we're thinking about the Dolgoff family today. And the Yortzites for this week, Keith Scheffler, Stella Meyer, Morton Elfenbein, Nathan Tauber, Jacob Michael Hack, Edna Doherty Brown, Trudy Hoffman, and Robert David Wish. And I just need to check the back to make sure, but I think that is the end of our list that I have printed. And if anyone is thinking of someone else that we haven't mentioned yet today, as my eyes scan the congregation and meet yours, you're welcome to say another name aloud if there's someone else you're thinking of tonight. And so anyone who would like to, if it's your custom to rise and say the Kaddish prayer with us, please go ahead and rise. And we're on page 598, actually, 598. Yitgadal v'yitgadash shmei Rabbah, bi'alma tivrach hirutei v'yamlich malchutei, b'chayechon uvyomechon uv'chayei d'kol Beit Yisrael, ba'agala uvizman kariv v'yimaru amen. Yehei shmei Rabbah mivorach leolam olmei olmaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yipoar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh. V'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shmei d'kudisha brechu. Le'elam min kol birchata v'shirata. Tushbechata v'nechemata. Da'amiran bi'alma v'yimaru amen. Yehei shlama Rabbah min shemaya. V'chaim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'yimaru amen. Oseh shalom bimromav, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu, v'al kol Yisrael v'yimaru amen. May the source of peace send peace to all who are mourning, all who are in mourning, and let us say, Amen. So thank you, and you can be seated. We have a few announcements. We've been announcing this for a while, so everyone should know it, but just in case, we'll announce it one more time. I think this is the last time maybe we'll announce it next week. But we have breath-centered gentle yoga coming with Lou Shapiro on Sunday, July 12th. And it's going to be at 3 p.m. There's more information in the weekly email. We are asking for an RSVP, so we know who's coming, so please RSVP with the link in the weekly email. We have the summer potluck coming, and there's a new date for that, so mark that as July 31st. We'll be beginning at 6 p.m. prior to services. Doors will open as early as 5:45. Bring some food to share with everybody. We'll have some laughter and some good company and some fellowship in our hall next door before the service. So come on and enjoy that on July 31st. Dues renewal continues online, so if you'd like to have a hard copy mailed to you, please email Penny in the office, and there's more information on that in the weekly email as well. If you are not on the Temple's weekly email list, please send an email to the Temple office, and we'll make sure we get you on that email list, because there's all kinds of wonderful things happening, and we don't spam lots of stuff out to you. We send an email once a week just to let you know what's going on, and it's wonderful information. So please sign up for that if you're not getting it. So, seeing as how this is a holiday weekend, and I was joking before when... oh, yeah, thank you. I'm just trying to jump ahead. So, Sybil, is Sybil here? Sybil, yes. Would you come up, please, and do the motzi with us? And that's on page 606, if you'd like, in the prayer book. Motzi lechem min haaretz. Amen. And would you like to grab a piece and try it?
Oh, I'll give it a try.
It looks delicious.
It does look very good tonight.
Okay, thank you for joining us. So, now, we have, since this is a holiday weekend, we would like to do a song for you. And I did a little deep dive into history on this. We'd like to do God Bless America, which is on page 680 of your prayer books, just in case you don't know the lyrics. My guess is most people know the lyrics. Just in case you don't, let's do page 680, that God Bless America. Now, this song was written by a nice Jewish boy, Irving Berlin. And what I learned about this when I did my deep dive, and where are my notes? Here they are. So, Irving Berlin was born in 1888 in the Jewish village of Toyman in Siberia, a cold place to think about on this really hot day. His name was originally Israel Balin, and when he was 5, there was an anti-Jewish mob that roamed through the town and destroyed a lot of the buildings, including his family home, and so his family, instead of rebuilding, set out for America, eventually settling in the Lower East Side of New York. He taught himself to play piano and started writing songs, and according to what I read about him in his biography, his name was changed from Israel Balin to Irving Berlin due to a printing error on a piece of published music in his early career, and he had to keep the name change in order to cash the checks that were coming in as royalties. That's what it said. Now, I have a hard time believing that just a printing error goes from Israel Balin to Irving Berlin, but okay, that's the official story. In 1938, Kate Smith specifically went to him and asked him to write a new song for her radio show that she could use in her radio show. And he pulled together this song There was one lyric in it that he originally wrote that he ended up having to change. So there was a lyric in the original draft that said, "To the right with a light from above," instead of what we now know is "through the night with a light from above." It was originally written "to the right with a light from above," and he wrote to the right because he wanted to express how everyone in America is doing things the right way, how America as a country is doing things correctly. But he realized that there were political implications to saying "to the right with a light from above," and he didn't want to divide the nation with his anthem. He wanted to connect everyone. So he changed the lyric from "to the right with a light from above" to "through the night with a light from above," for unity, for togetherness. In a 1940 interview about this song, he said, "It is not a patriotic song. It is an expression of my gratitude for what this country has done for its citizens and for the fact that home really matters." So that's why Irving Berlin, in his own words, wrote this song. So please join us in "God Bless America." Oh, and I did want to also add that Kate Smith was the one who asked him to write this song, and Kate Smith would always finish her radio show with this song, and she added this introduction to the song that she always did. It hasn't been captured with the song, but I thought I would add Kate Smith's intro to this song, and this intro was written by Irving Berlin as well. "While storm clouds gather far across the sea," remember this is 1938 he wrote this, "while storm clouds gather far across the sea, let us swear allegiance to a land that's free. Let us all be grateful for a land so fair as we raise our voices in solemn prayer." God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with a light from above. From the mountains to the prairies, to the oceans wide with foam. God bless America, my home, sweet home. God bless America, my home, sweet home. God bless America. God bless you for coming out tonight. There is no official oneg tonight, but we have a challah we got to finish. So at least help us eat some challah. We can all hang out and say hello to each other at least, whether it's in here or in the entryway. But thank you for coming out to services tonight. Thank you to Laura and to Merv. It was wonderful doing services with you. And thank you to the folks who were on the streaming service. And we miss you, but we're glad you were at least here on the stream.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom. That means Shabbat.